Bitcoin will crash to $44,000 or ideally this YouTube channel. That's what I have told you 3 days ago. But Trev Connors thinks otherwise. He thinks we are going to $160,000 instead. Well, in this video, I will try to explain why the probabilities are against him. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Simon from Market with Paradise, and in this video we will go through some exclusive insights of Bitcoin, and also we will take a look at the price action on multiple time frames. So we will start at ultra high time frame analysis. I will not go really through too much of a detail. For example, I will not be comparing the 2021 cycle with the current cycle, because we have also finished the 5 waves to the upside, right? If you want to see exactly the similarities and how precisely the cycle have been so far followed, make sure that you are gonna watch the previous video that I have shared with you 1 month ago. Right now, let's go back to the current price action and let's analyze this weekly time frame, because it is essential, as in 1 day 8 hours we are closing another weekly candle. So first of all, let's check what's happening with the MACD indicator. You can see that we are having this bearish cross, the legs are opening, and we are already starting to see some bearish momentum indications very early, right? The current candle this week was on very low volume. As you can see, this candle, not only it is very small at size, but also the volume that was put in this candle is one of the lowest from the previous multiple months. As you can see, it's really very low, and that's also a confirmation of the ending diagonal being completed, which we will be talking about in just a minute. Because when some serious pattern is being breaking to the downside or also upside, then the retesting candle that is retesting the break of the pattern is being on a very low volume, okay? And we are basically having this flat sideways corrections, prolonged corrections on a lower time frame, and we will be also talking about it. Next thing is to take a look at this 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level. As you can see, another weekly candle closed below it, okay? This is very important Fibonacci retracement level, because in the previous videos I have been analyzing this section from the price action of the previous third wave. That's the largest volume wave we had, so analyzing the price action from it is very important, and the Fibonacci sequence that come from this price action is very important. And another weekly candle is being closed below this one, so that's another very bearish sign, and just adds up to the probabilities that we are about to have this zigzag reversal to the downside. That will with highest probability end up at $44,000. Why these kind of levels? Go watch the previous videos where I have been explaining that after that $44,000, where everybody will be very scared, we will be starting a new trend in an upward direction, and the target of the next impulse will be at $240,000. So something similar will happen right here that happened in 2023 at the second wave and during the start of first wave, where we have been one of the first ones starting to accumulate Bitcoin heavily with ParadiseTeam VIPs. We have been since $19,500 putting everything, every profit we have made from daily trading into Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin we have been locking into our hard wallets. What we have been doing just recently, you know, from the previous videos, this fifth wave is being finished by this ending diagonal, and you already know that here we have been closing our long positions. Here we have been selling everything on our spot and opened the first batch of short positions. Then we got a great crash. We got a confirmation that this is the second wave that will end up right here. We opened another batch of short positions with our ParadiseTeam VIPs, because this was amazing, great, high probability, low risk opportunity to get in, right? And I've been able, because I've got the approval from the team, share with you this latest short position we have opened right here. Everybody else was here calling for a continuation of the moon. The Trev Connor probably was one of them, and professional traders use this as an opportunity to create a beautiful short trade, because there was a great possibility to place your stop loss very close to the entry, and and the exit targets you can place very far away because you understand the dynamics of the market. So this is the kind of plays that you want to be making in order to be long-term profitable. Low risk, high reward, perfect entries exactly like this, and avoid doing some over trading in the meantime. Right now you can see we are pretty volatile right here, but on high time frame that we are looking at right now, I will explain to you why I believe we are still in this second wave of a new impulse that will take us to $77,000. All right, so this was after we have ended up the ending diagonal by having this fifth truncated wave that I have predicted absolutely perfectly. We have started the new impulse with this crash that was the end of the first wave of an impulse. Now with this retest of the orange moving average trend line, we believe this was the second wave, and with the highest probability we shouldn't go above it. Okay, there is also a way that we can go a little higher, but I just don't see right here some important resistances where would be the second wave other than here. So unless we break this previous high, we are in the new impulse in opposite direction, and with the highest probability I believe we are already finished the second wave, and I will explain to you why once we move to a medium time frame, and we are right now in the third high time frame wave of this impulse. Yeah, so I believe we are right now starting this wave. So let's zoom in to medium time frame, 4 hour time frame. That means that each candle you see on this chart is being made by 4 hour trading activity. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, right now you can see that the Bitcoin is trying to wick out above the previous trend line that I have been sharing with you, and I explained to you why. Previously we believed the second wave finished right here, right? So we already started to think that we are in the third wave. However, right now we have retested one more time the previous high, and because of that it's not no longer a zigzag, right? Previously we thought it's a zigzag and that's it, and we are starting a new wave, medium time frame impulse that will take us to $85,000, but instead we are having a prolonged corrective sideways movement, and I do believe that we are right now in a double three, ladies and gentlemen. This is a corrective mode of any reactionary wave of an impulse, so for example a second or fourth wave, right? And because we are at the second wave on high time frame chart, we can make the subwaves of the second wave by any of these corrective modes, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so what I'm talking about is that right now we are in the second wave of this high time frame impulse, and this second wave actually is being right now finished. Probably it didn't finish right here, but it's finishing right here, and let me explain why I think so. Instead of an classic zigzag 1 2 3 or ABC, we started to form a double three instead. Each segment of the double three is made by a corrective mode. Okay, that's why you see the C's here. So this section is being made by a corrective mode, this one as well, and this one as well, and mostly it is a zigzag. So what I'm talking about is the price action 1 degree below. Okay, so I'm talking about a subwave. So right here 1 2 3 or ABC, that's the first three, right? So we are having a W right here, then we started another corrective mode in ABC formation right here, so that's the X, and I do believe that right now we are finishing the double three right here, because the double three is a sideways flat prolonged corrective pattern that is ending at the previous highs from where the W were stopped, and that's exactly what's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you can see it, we stopped exactly at the previous highs, and it seems like this is just a fake out to confuse some traders, but I believe that until we can generate enough momentum to actually not only wick towards this resistance but reclaim this resistance and turn it into a support, we are still in this second corrective mode wave, and we will be starting the third wave towards $85,000 very soon. Okay, so I do believe that this is the second corrective wave. We can wick few times a little bit higher, that's possible. What I don't want to see is some kind of multiple closes on 4 hour time frame and reclaiming with some bullish pattern above it this resistance that is also a Fibonacci sequence right here into support. Okay, that would mean that this setup is invalidated and we are forming find some other pattern, and we are probably going higher to make the second wave, even though the probabilities are just not there. But we are safe traders, so we have took the perfect opportunity to create beautiful short positions with perfect entry at these levels, and these levels we already placed stop loss to break even, so we are safe. But because we want to increase our short exposure, we are waiting for another confirmations. And as I told you in the previous videos, the confirmation will be after we start breaking below this support, right? But let's not go ahead of ourselves. Let's also take a look at the MACD histogram on this medium time frame that will increase the probabilities for bears, because we understand how the momentum is important when analyzing the price action. And at the current stage you can see we have equal highs on the price of Bitcoin, however the momentum is decreasing. This is a classic medium strength bearish divergence. As you can see, when the price is making equal highs but the indicator is making lower high, that basically means that the bulls are losing momentum. They are not strong enough to recreate enough momentum to at least go as high as the previous high on the price. So how this price action actually happened? How is it possible that we have made higher high but lower high here? It's not a solid spot buying volume, right? So we will dig into that by taking a look at the footprint of this price action, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I also want to break down for you the volume of the current price action that will once again increase the probabilities for bears. So if you take a look at the volume profile right here, you can see that the volume is increasing as we go down and is actually decreasing as we grind to the upside, right? So here the volume is increasing as we go to the downside. That means when we go to the downside, there is strength in the market, loads of volume. That means bears are in power. And when we grind to the upside, the volume is actually declining. That means the bulls with every new high are losing power, basically don't have enough strength to push higher, right? We can see it right here as well. Price is going down, volume is going to the upside. We are going to the upside, volume is declining. Right here, this is the only difference. We can see at the high of the price action quite a big volume, but because we will be taking a look at the footprint, we will understand this is not created by buying pressure, the volume is created by a selling pressure. Anyway, also by looking at the whole picture, just like that, you can see price is increasing but the volume is decreasing. Another bearish sign, I'm very sorry, trap corners. So we will zoom in into ultra low time frame. We will understand where the W, X and Y really is on the current price action. We will take a look at the previous video where I have been sharing with you this resistance and how important it is for us. But before that, let's finally take a look at the footprint. So as you can see, this wick out higher produced a loads of volume. However, as you can see from the footprint and the order book suit, you can actually see that not only there was much more market sell orders going on as the price went to the upside, but also it was hitting loads of sell limit orders, ladies and gentlemen. So this is extremely bearish because this wick out higher was actually used for relieving the long positions and using for filling sell limit orders plus market selling on a spot exchange, okay? So the difference is when it's happening this way, there is loads of panic selling going on. As you can see, 222 more than buys, but the order book suit is accumulating long positions right here. Then we have a reversal to the upside, but here it happened that we are at the top of the price. We are not at the local bottom, we are at the top. We have been not only having more market set orders, but also we have filled loads of sell limit orders, okay? Let me give you some example where it happened previously and resulted in a crash here as well. Yeah, you can see loads of market selling at the top, and also we are having sell limit orders being triggered, and then we have a downward price action. And it also happened right here, as you can see at this time, and it's basically repeating. So if you can read it properly right here as well, this was the beautiful wick out that was used for relieving the long positions, market sell ordering, and also you can see this is where the sell limit orders got triggered as well, ladies and gentlemen. So I do believe also let's take a look at the liquidation heat map. What I wanted to say is that I believe there might be more weak outs because we are right now very volatile. There is low liquidity on the markets. That's why if you want to be trading like a professional, you need to trade only on the highest liquidity exchanges, ladies and gentlemen. And together with that, you are trying to go for as cheap as possible exchanges in terms of trading fees. That's why also we have partnered with some exchanges we believe are the best ones in terms of security and liquidity. And for return of promoting them to our small community, they are giving you and our Paradise team discounts on all fees. So I've put the links in the description below. If you register a new account on these exchanges using that links, not only you are trading on the best exchanges that we have researched from the market, but also it will be the cheapest one for you in terms of fees, which is very important when you are trading with leverage. You don't want to lose money unnecessarily on some trading fees, right? Together with that, you can see that there is a big cluster of liquidity above us at around $99,500, ladies and gentlemen. So there is a possibility that we might wick out this liquidity on Binance exchange. Okay, so if we will have this wick, it will probably get us from the previous short position that we have opened with ParadiseTeam VIPs right here. So we will be looking at a re-entry. We have placed our stop loss to break even. That means exactly to $99,700. So let's see, the liquidity is just below it. We might be safe, but we will be really watching for market confirmations. If we get out of the positions at break even, we will be watching for some low time frame confirmations that we are going to continue in the bearish price action, and we will like a sniper take another perfect shot, because we also understand at the higher time frame, 48 time frame, we have much more juicier liquidity below us. You can see there is empty spaces above us, but below us there is just like very easy ride for the whales. If we are about to at least push through these stop limit orders, it will automatically open short positions and we will have a nice slide through it, right? So that's another points for bears and hence increases the probabilities for a bearish continuation. Ladies and gentlemen, also just quickly, let's go through the funding rates. First of all, the fear and greed index on a 15 minutes time frame is right now in greed. Okay, so lots of fear of missing out going on again. And together with that, the accumulated funding rates on 7-day and even more on 30-day are still extremely positive. You can see that, and I have been explaining that 3 days ago in that video in detail. Make sure you have watched that because I have been breaking that down together with sentiment. It's very important for you to watch it to understand the dynamics and the context of the whole market properly. Let's go through the ultra low time frame, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, let me remind you, the previous video we already thought that we are in the start of the new impulse on ultra low time frame as well. However, that changed. So previously we thought that the second wave is going to be here. However, it will probably finish right here. So I can delete this because it will be postponed. Let me show you what I mean. I will delete this first wave. I will move this a little bit to the right because, as you already know, we have this prolonged correction which is called double three, right? Let me find it. Where is it? Double three, like this. So W, X, Y, let's remember that. So we have first wave on the medium time frame already finished, right here, and then we started the first W wave that finished right here, 1, 2, 3 or ABC. Then the X finished right here. As you can see, this is a textbook example. It goes slightly below the W start of the wave, right? Also made by a corrective pattern. That's why you see the C here. So let's make sure that it's correct. ABC, right? Finished right here. And then the final Y wave that basically finishes the double three. And I can see it very clearly. It's ABC right here, so I can put the Y right here. And probably the second wave is on the medium time frame also finished. That's why I've placed the second wave end right here. The number 2, you see it right here. And I believe if we are not about to cross above this previous resistance that I will turn into red color, and you have seen that in the previous video as well, right? It's this one, this line right here. We have wicked above it just because of how volatile the crypto market and liquid right now it is. That's why, again, it's very important to trade on the best exchanges with the best liquidity possible to not unnecessarily get liquidated from your positions. So that's why we have wicked above this resistance, but as you can see, we have not closed above it, right? You can see that it was just a wick out, and now we are already controlling that back in a bearish manner, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I believe the double three is probably finished, and right now we are about to start a new impulse toward that $85,000. Okay, like this, bang bang bang. I believe it might be like this, or it might be also like this, like the price action. If I want to chart it correctly, how the price action really should look like, it might actually be something like this. Yeah, extended third wave, then fourth wave and fifth wave, like this. I would like this price action, and again, we will not be increasing our short exposure as we go down right here. We might actually increase short exposure if we get more confirmations that we really finished the double three with ParadiseTeam VIPs. Once again, professional trading is not about just analyzing the market perfectly, because you are fighting with this volatility. You need to time your trades perfectly, your entries, your exits. You need to time it, okay, at the right moment. Just shoot like a sniper. And it's not just about creating the best trades, it's also knowing when you should be waiting for the trade. So don't try to overtrade, don't try to be always in some position. Professional traders are always practicing discipline and patience, okay? So we are most of the times just analyzing, and only few times we actually go for it when there is like extremely high probable setup where you can place the stop loss as close as possible to the entry zone, where there is the possibility to have like great risk reward strategy, where the exit levels you can place as wide as possible, etc. Yeah, so it's not just about knowing when to enter, it's also about knowing when not to enter. Okay, that's very important, ladies and gentlemen, and that's exactly what we teach our ParadiseTeam VIP members as well, and that's why they are paying us so much money for this kind of knowledge, because there is not much people that they actually are able to practice it on daily basis. But I believe you are, because you are watching these videos, you are getting the skills, you are getting there. And if we are about to break below this support right here, and we will not position ourselves right here, we will be opening some short positions at this section once we get there, more of the confirmations. But that's just how we roll it. We have the luxury that we have already opened short positions right there and right here, so we are just now looking for increasing our short exposure to increase our profitability. That's how we do it, that's how we have been doing it on the way to the upside, and that's how we do it right now on the way to the downside. So you see it yourself, the probabilities are still on the side of the bears, ladies and gentlemen. Trade safe, trade smart, only with confirmations and proper trading strategy and tactics, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Cheers.